Give him a seed. All right.
Streamer, seed.
What's the seed? Okay. Well, yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I've got some Doritos. I got some Pepsi
Wow,
Max.
nice.
I'm pretty happy. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you very much. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. What did I do? I woke up, walked the dog, played some Minecraft. We're vibing.
Yeah, sounds productive. Somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah, not too
But yeah,
bad.
you've been popping off on Twitch lately. Holy.
Yeah, last two streams have been a bit mental. Yeah, bit crazy.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So first you got raided by Heat, then Illumina.
That was on one evening, which I was surprised about. Obviously, I know both Pete and Illumina.
Yeah,
so that was it. Of course, was not expected, or like I wasn't like, oh yeah, they're both gonna raid me or whatever. It was nice to have one, let alone both. But that was awesome, and on a day that I was kind of feeling a bit down as well. So it was nice to have a little pick me up.
You hit 5K followers that day, right?
Yeah, we hit 5K followers on that day, so that was quite big for me, I guess.
And then yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday evening was Ryan Higa.
Wow.
Which admittedly, when I saw the spam of Ryan raid, I was very confused because I didn't know who it was.
That's pretty funny.
And every person that every time that I've watched any of his videos, it's Niga Higa for that's. So it kind of took me aback, and it took me like, I knew the name when it was said, but I didn't know. It didn't, the pieces didn't click together in my mind until after the stream. I was like, oh my god, yes, I know. Of course, I know who it is. Just
that's
because of course I know, but like my brain didn't quite add the pieces of the puzzle together. Let's say straight away. You see a number that big, and it was just kind of like, what do I do? So I was confused and a bit scared. But yeah, it turns out he did some speedrunning at the end of his stream. Speedrunning in inverted commas, like he tried to complete the game as quickly as he could, which was good. And then he raided a speedrunner, which I guess is quite a nice thing to do. As far as I know, I think he tried to raid both a French-speaking and Spanish-speaking streamer beforehand without realizing that they weren't speaking English until he clicked on their streams.
That's pretty funny.
So I was literally third choice, but I just kind of lucked out, which was quite good.
I wonder how he found, did he just go under the speedrun tag, or?
I would guess so, yeah. I do have speedrun, and I also added English to my to my tags recently to say that I speak English. But so maybe that lucked out and actually I don't know, helped. Maybe he was like, god damn it, why am I only finding non-English speaking speedrunners? Let me add English as well.
Yeah.
I don't think too many people have English in a tag on
I feel
Twitch.
like if you don't speak English, you would have a tag.
pingu.
I get that. Like, you're more likely to have German per se as a tag because but I get that. Like, yeah, so over the last 2 streams I've gained over 1,000 followers, which is kind of nuts, especially for the fact that I only have 5,000 still, so it's like 20% of my followers have come in the last 2 days.
That's pretty crazy.
So yeah, that's been quite nice. But enjoyable. I mean, I'm not expecting too much concurrent and consistent growth from those 2 raids alone, but it's nice to get a small influx of a few returning viewers, I hope.
I wonder, do some people even use tags? I don't know.
Not many. I wouldn't say that loads of people are think that tags are amazing for branding or whatever, but equally to go live notifications, right? Lots of people don't personalize them or change them at all between streams. I always try and change mine and it's interesting to see the engagement of them depending on how I've changed them. Like the ones that I try slightly more hard with, you usually get slightly more engagement. So it's good to be able to see that. Like yesterday's, I put like I think was like beating Illumina's 117 record or something like that, and that got like 60 clicks versus the night before, which was like sober man speed runs very soberly or something dumb, which got like 10.
I saw that.
Like I don't know. I guess it might just be because I put Illumina in the notification,
Yeah.
but you know, that was I think that's something that not many people change between streams. Sometimes it will just say, you know, Doi Pingu went live or whatever. You know, I don't know if you change yours actually. I will have your notifications on my phone, so I can.
I change mine like every once in a while, but not that often.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's interesting to see like how we have this whole speedrun community. Like if I go into like Doug's chat, for example, I'll know like pretty much everyone there.
Yeah.
But then on bigger streams, there's just like so many people. Like where do they come from? Like I don't know, Illumina chat.
There's a lot of people that, yeah, I feel like there's a few, I don't want to say outsiders because they're just the big ones. They're just the biggest speedrun streamers almost maybe have their own like small sub communities as such. I want to say like Xylonox doesn't overlap very much with the MCSR viewer base. I wouldn't say like his growth was mostly on YouTube before speedrunning, so he has similar with Danny when he used to stream.
Yep.
Obviously Kuraway, but there's some overlap, but less so. You know, like you say, you can go into certain people's chat and you'll be like, oh, okay, I know who like 80% of the people here are, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool that that so many people have been able to grow so big from speedrunning, and then yet you still have those like more like less focused on content creation streamers who just like use speedrunning for what it is.
Yeah. And I mean, some of them are growing quite quickly as well. I mean, you look at FE666, he's got partner now. Like, he only started streaming.
He doesn't even use a mic.
He doesn't use a microphone. Like, that's insane. Like, that blows my mind. But of course, there's some runners that are really focused on gameplay.
Yeah.
So if you really wanted to look at amazing gameplay, you'd go to FE666 or you'd go to Ninja Brain or you'd go to one of those streamers. But if you wanted content, of course, you'd watch your Kuriway or your Illuminas or, you know.
I think, like, yeah, those more gameplay focused streams. It's like sometimes you don't want to be interacting. You just want to chillax and maybe be doing something else.
Exactly. Like they're nice to have in the background while you're, you know, you might be running yourself and you might have Ninja Brain open on the side and you're like, wow, okay. Even if it's just to, I don't know, check your own reset efficiency. This man's resetting 5 times every 20 seconds and you're resetting once every like 3 hours. Like you gotta, you know, it keeps you in check. It keeps it, but it also obviously keeps it from being somewhat boring as well, right?
Speaking about resetting has been going places lately. Like I watched JoJo last night. He was like, what the heck is going on? I don't know.
Was this multi-instance stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do it. I know Davey's trying to get involved on his because his resets are the fastest in the community at the moment.
Wow.
K4's a 0.1 second behind per reset. Fyro, I think, is still the slowest. Like the slowest median reset time, as in just RTA from world end to world start sort of thing.
I mean, makes sense because it's computer.
I think his is like mean is about 24 seconds and median is 30. I don't know which one's a better average like to choose, but you know, it's around about 25-30 seconds. I think mine is 19. Davies is 5.8, I think. Ninja Brains is 6.1.
And that's within seconds per reset.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So
that is wild.
Davey can reset 5 worlds in the time it takes Fyro to reset 1. Ninja Brain can reset 3 in the time it takes me to reset 1, sort of thing. Like it's it's kind of crazy, yeah.
How important do you think that really is? Like, how important is reset efficiency?
Depends on what you're going for.
Yes.
If you are one of those content streamers, then no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're streaming live to 1,000 people while you're telling a story about, I don't know, how you spilt ice cream when going on a date, you don't care about the speedruns in the background. You're there for the streamer. If you're there, if you know,
Fair.
if you're FE666 and you're there resetting because you need a world record, then that's the whole basis that you need. Reset efficiency is almost the most important thing, in my opinion, in those cases where you're just there for the runs.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess that's part of the reason why FE has like such a big following, because he's famous for his hard resets and gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, the best speedrunners are often the most followed and the most the most viewed, right? You don't really tend to watch, as rude as it sounds, right? You don't tend to watch slower speedrunners, right? That's just,
yeah.
I would say that from a like a new viewer perspective, who are you going to end up watching? You're going to end up watching either the world record holder or like someone in the top 2 or 3, or or your most famous ones, like you've seen Yakura and you're recommended and you're like, oh, I know him from YouTube, or Illumina or someone like this, right? And I think that sometimes that's obviously not the best, but I think streamers are able to almost share the wealth as such, like by doing these raids and these tweets and stuff. You've seen, I don't know if you saw that Horsey had to recently
I saw that.
reset his Twitch or something.
That was
rough. Because he wanted to get a partner. And I mean, I think that's a goal for a lot of streamers, right? It's an attainable but impressive and forward-thinking goal that is within reach, I think, of every streamer, but still a push for, I would say, 9 out of 10 streamers. Obviously, if you come on here and you've got 250,000 subs on YouTube, it's not going to be that hard. But if you're coming here on scratch, then yeah, it's going to take you some hard work and some grinding and some luck, etc. But I believe that a lot of people really want that. It's a tangible achievement, right? You can go into chat and you can see you've got a tick next to your name and you're like, wow, I worked really hard for that. This person has clearly put in a lot of effort, put in a lot of grind, put in a lot of hard work to be able to get from A to B, to get that partner tick, right? I think a lot of streamers really want that. And of course, it's not particularly easy, right? Like, like about 1 in every, I can't even remember, 1 in every 1,000 accounts is partnered or something.
Really?
On Twitch? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It might even be 10,000. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it might be less, but I don't know.
I can actually give it a
some
quick,
crazy small number.
Yeah, it's very small. Right, let's have a quick look. Bum bum bum. I remember looking this up the other day and was like, wow, that's actually not as many as I thought. So I think it might be 1 in every 500 or 1 in every 1,000.
Oh.
That actively streams.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess those that don't stream and things is that they make up the majority of Twitch accounts, right?
Yeah.
But I think about 1 in 500 active streamers are able to get partner, which obviously then that puts it into perspective that it's really not that easy. It's really not that easy to get, and there's obviously a lot of people in this speedrun community. But I think, if anything, the speedrun community is, yes, it's big, but it's very much small enough that everyone sort of knows everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
I could give you a name and you likely follow them on Twitch, or or on Twitter, or you've seen them and you've been like, oh, I didn't know they stream, something along those lines, right? You'll know of these people.
Yeah.
But it's tough, obviously, for everyone to get viewers while everyone's competing for the same small batch of people that watch MCSR.
Yeah,
I think that's unfortunate.
At the same time, like as you alluded to, bigger content creators in this community can help out the smaller people if they know them.
Certainly so. Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that because, I mean, I'm not gonna mess around and say like I would be, where I am without my friends that are already here, right? Like, you know, I'm thinking the only reason that I really was able to apply for partner when I did, obviously I got rejected, I didn't get it, but the only reason that I was able to was because of a big, a really big few streams when I was streaming with like HBG and those sort of people.
Yeah.
I'd get a raid from Davey and Kuraway and Dylan, and then we all play Jackbox. That gives me like 200, 300 viewers. And that of course pushes the average up quite significantly.
I think another similar thing to that is like people who host tourneys and to boost their viewer count a bunch.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Like those that are able to, host tournaments and stuff, of course you're going to get those viewers from the individual streamers that pop in and watch their streamer on the main stream. But then again, it's consistency and things like that. But yeah, I think that a lot of streamers in the community really push for that because I feel like it's a substantial achievement, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure that a lot of people will be getting it soon. Of course, Fyro I think is the most recent
Fyro
big upgrade to partner.
Yeah.
I don't know if N Emerald's got like heard back. I know he applied again.
N Emerald gets really nice 2 days viewership.
Ago, maybe? yeah, he does. So I'm surprised that he hasn't got it yet. But I know he reapplied 2 days ago, maybe. So I hope he'll get a response soon. That'll be good.
It's really interesting to see how like viewership grows from like world records and stuff because N Emerald is most likely there from like FSG records, right?
FSG records, yeah.
And
I mean, it hit the YouTube algorithm hugely.
Too, yeah. And I think his like Enter Nether video also has a bunch of views and like.
For some reason, like I was speaking to Sizzler about this. This is still his most viewed video, I think.
And that's pretty funny.
I think it hit like 1 million views or something recently, entering the Nether in under 15 seconds or something like that.
That video.
Which is so weird because it's like the least skill required video there is.
And he like he looks at the chest for like 5 seconds before doing it. It's so funny.
I know Xylanox beat that record recently, the Enter Nether record.
That's funny.
Sorry. If it's from first input, then yes, he did. If it's from world load, then I don't think he did.
I'm pretty sure it should be first input.
There was a bit of debate in the mod team.
Oh wow.
I think Sizzler said it was from world load, but then someone said it was from first input. I think certain cat texts are from first input. But yeah, that's an interesting one. I think that, obviously growing on different platforms is of course going to help. I'd say that I have a somewhat sizable Twitter, but it's not really like I'm expanding Twitter to different people. I'm just sort of gathering all the MCSR people in one place and farming interactions. Whereas, you look at Feinberg recently has been growing really well on YouTube by doing videos like, speedrun, but I'm only in the desert or whatever the fuck he's doing. Like,
but he's been like putting effort into that compared to before.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
And it's that's really good. And I know that he's looking at potentially doing Twitch full time now as well, which is very, very cool. I mean, as a student, that's fantastic, and the ability of that is the ability to be able to do that is so impressive.
Yeah. But back to world records affecting view count, like there's a couple people who just got super huge solely off like 1.16 RC records, right? Like Rainax.
Yep.
FE.
Yep.
And then there's inherently. Obviously. But then there's some that like people just don't really care, right? So that would be like Korb and Minsky. I think Sizzler's views didn't really grow that much.
Yeah, they didn't pop off too much because again, he's very inconsistent with his streams. Minsky hasn't really streamed previously. Doesn't put effort into content creating. Similar to Letter Name, I would say. They're not particularly their main objective isn't to grow on Twitch.
Yeah.
I think Korb was a bit. I almost want to say
mainly
Korb was
just
too early.
Because that could be it. I think
like,
it's also partly because he doesn't run 1.16 mainly.
True, yeah, I know he's a 115/114 main.
Yeah.
And I know that he was speaking to, I've spoken to him for quite a while. Friend from quite a while ago. I would say but there's players like Benex and Nice Twice and who got 116 records very early as soon as the version had sort of came out, and that was quite big for them.
Yeah.
Then it kind of trailed off in the middle while a few world records interchanged. Like D-Max, I wouldn't say did D-Max grow significantly because of the world record?
I think he already had like a decent amount of viewers, and it didn't really change that much.
Because I think he was. I know he got quite a few viewers from Scissors, right? He was good friends with FaZe Scissors,
yeah.
so that was quite big for him.
Also, like Xylonox with the tied record, people didn't really join his stream too much more either. Although
yeah,
I guess,
feel like Xylonox got quite unlucky again because
I mean it was like a tied record, so I don't think it got
yeah. It didn't quite get the same viewership, didn't quite get the same exposure as Rainex's one.
Because he took a math pause.
Yeah, bro, just don't say the math pause. Come on, do it in your head.
Games. Yeah, 1.16 RSG it's still going strong, even though Brentilda's record is still way up there, but
I feel like Brentilda's record won't get broken for a little while, but I can't see it lasting too long either. Like, people are hitting these insane runs. People are hitting absolutely crazy runs. And I think 117 is sort of dwelling over this fact a little bit. Like, Davey has hit, 8 sub-7 blinds now? 9?
That's wild. And Semper's had the right above Stronghold record blind.
Yep. Again, like, that's Ocean Exposed, that's world record. Like, there's no doubt about these sort of things. Like,
it still does put it into perspective how crazy Brentilda's run though. It's because
without
literally
a doubt,
fastest blind, and he's on top of the Stronghold, and it's still not that close.
You need insane luck. You need the Ocean Exposed portal room. Like, that's going to be the big difference, because you can, the record's in the region of 940, right? 936. I can't even remember the exact time, bro. 938 maybe.
3 times to 936.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking, what's the fastest endgame going to be like? The best way to get a good endgame is to just get an Ocean Exposed portal.
Yeah.
Because then from entering Stronghold to entering End is seconds. That split is irrelevant. You're able to then think about blinding at low 7, high 7 even maybe, and getting an okay blind and being able to beat it. If you blind at 710 and the portal room's 400 blocks away, but it's Ocean, then you're talking that this world record is beatable.
Yeah, Ocean is
and I think I was
too broken.
It's not beatable easily, as people have been able to discover. Like, when did this record get broken? Like, was it April? I want to say April.
I don't remember. It feels so long ago
now. I don't even think it was April. It might have been May.
Wow.
No, it was. Oh, it was on 420. There you go. How about that? How about that? April the 20th. So, I mean, it's been nearly 2 months now, which has been quite a long-standing world record. Of course, I think the last one that was that long was probably Kuraway's. That lasted about 2-3 months, maybe.
Yeah, that record did for a while. I think that was because people were figuring out the meta, though.
That was an evolution of the meta, surrounding the world record.
Once Rain broke it, I think Rain was the first. Then tons of people started getting times comparable.
Yeah, agreed.
It's so funny that looking back on it, those runs were not even that great.
No, not at all. I mean, they were amazing at the time, but that was simply because the sort of tactics weren't used. But they clearly were decent because, Kuroe only beat his PB very recently. His own PB stood for
He did shatter
7-8 months. He did absolutely destroy it. You're not wrong. I know he was playing very, very well beforehand.
I think, I don't know. Part of the reason for Curryway, though, is because he is so focused on making content
and
trying to make a living versus just, like, grinding 10 hours a day,
of
completely
course.
focused.
And you've got those players that do that and are able to still, have some growth, which is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
I think one of the wildest parts about Minecraft speedrunning is that you can have like a guy grinding 10 hours every day, not reading chat, not even streaming maybe, and then you can just have some other random guy who hits the blind and gets the better time.
Yeah, I mean, RSG Minecraft speedrunning is 100% luck. There's this okay, I say 100%, of course. you can't boot up the game and be like, okay, win now. You still have to have the skill to be able to navigate the game and to have the mechanics as required. But that's not the hard bit. Once you are able to get that right, there's no you have to be so insanely mechanically gifted at this game. It's not SSG. You don't have to be SSG skilled mechanically to be able to get through the whole to get through the whole thing. I would say that with some decent mechanics, bro. I mean, Kuroe's a scroller and he's top 5. He's a scroll wheel. Like you really don't need insane mechanics whatsoever. And I really think that Sorry, go ahead.
Even though it is a super luck-based game, as I said, like, you still, at the end of the day, mostly see the well-known top runners at the top of the leaderboards. Like...
That's true. That's true.
I don't know, it's interesting.
I think... Yeah, I would definitely agree with the fact that you usually see top runners at the top of the leaderboard, which is true, but there will always be runners that you might not have heard of because they don't stream and they do just sit and play the game and sometimes hit the blind. You're thinking about some top runners, Feinberg isn't in the top 50 anymore.
Wow.
But he's, FSG world record holder and has had world record in SSG before, has had insane RSG times, is the holder of 3 co-op world records, and it's these sort of things that are like, right, you can tell he's a top runner, but he's not top of the leaderboard. I feel like there's it's a necessary, not a sufficient condition as such. You don't have to be at the top of the leaderboards to be a top runner, but if you're at the top of the leaderboards, you're probably a top runner.
That makes sense. I think with 1.16, you tend to see more of those outliers, unknown people, just because it's so popular. But if I go to the 1.14 leaderboards and look, I pretty much know everyone there, and I know that they're all capable of getting a record.
Right. I think a lot of people. I think a lot of 1.16 runners are capable of getting a record at this point. I think that some are a lot more likely. You're looking at those with the best reset times in real time and in-game time. There's graphs and there's stats now. There's that are all tracked. Ninja Brain, I think, has the best in-game time reset efficiency, in my opinion, with the best balance between nethers per hour, in-game time per reset, and percentages of nethers per seed as well. There's a few stats that I think favor him. I know a lot of people think that Jojo is one of the best resetters, but he only gets into nethers on 2% of seed, less than 2% of seeds. But his entry times are usually sub 2, which is great. But
if you equally, there's a line between resetting too hard.
Exactly. And that balance is obviously somewhat difficult to find, and I think that's what people are really looking for.
I would say that pretty much everyone won't be resetting too hard though. Like
Say that one again.
The majority of people won't be super hard resetters.
Oh, I completely agreed. Like, I don't know if you saw, there was a graph that I posted on Twitter a while back.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, that was there was some funny bits on there. There was a little Fulham right in the top right corner, which was not good. So I think it said that I spend like an average of 50 seconds per seed.
Yikes.
Like in-game time without entering the nether, which is just really bad.
Well, do you think you're just like playing out too many seeds, or you're just like sitting there?
No, I mean the stats were being tracked from February, so I'm copiuming the fact that I still had a 1909 and was like, yeah, I can run out these. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm tempted to just balls to the wall, go back to 0, just reset the whole thing. But I'm also tempted to wait until I get a new PC to do that, because that could be like a big bang. This is a momentous occasion, a reason to reset.
You're still playing a laptop, right?
Yeah, I'm a laptop gamer still.
But do you think you'll be getting a new PC pretty soon?
Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully in summer I'll buy a pre-built. Nice. I've already built one myself in the past, and I can't be bothered to build it again. I mean, it was fine. Just a
lot of work.
I think prices and stuff at the moment is actually better for me to buy a pre-built than than to build it myself.
I know Marco. He got a new PC, and he's been really happy about it. He already PB'd in 1.14 with it.
I heard about this.
Yeah, I think maybe 1.7. That might have been.
He has PB'd in 1.7 recently.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the same computer, but he beat my classic PB in 1.14, which is pretty hilarious to me.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Now I have to go back and beat his 1.7 time or something for the full for the full circle. How are you feeling for Relay Cup?
I think, I'm not that happy with my performance last match, but looking back on it, I didn't do anything like super bad.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think anything as copium as it sounds, I do think we got unlucky.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think that Marco's death was preventable, but once again, very unlikely for that exact circumstance to occur.
I think that our team does well on like really good seeds, and then we struggle more on like the seed that Marco got was awful. He couldn't even do first day nether. And then I loaded up another seed just to like see what it was like, and I spawned right next to like chicken, sheep, pigs, lava pool, like everything's right there. Yeah, like
it seemed like we got a little bit rolled on the seeds, but again, I think we're gonna be fine. I think that at the end of the day, no matter how we get there, we're gonna make it to the end. I believe.
Yeah.
And if we don't, it was a disgrace and the tournament was a sham.
Copium.
Copium. They fixed the tournament. They made them win. T-Wags was an insider. It's all an inside job. I'm telling you.
So true.
No, I mean, whoever wins will deserve it. They fucking won the most games. That's how it works.
And everyone left in the tourney is like super top tier.
Yeah, impeccable runners. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out, whether we're in it or whether we're sitting on the sidelines. I'm yet to commentate a Relay Cup match, even though I'm part of the commentators team. I'm still yet to commentate one. So I guess now that I'm in the losers, I might be able to commentate one of the. Like, I could commentate the winners bracket final if that's available still. If it's not, then it's not. But that could be really cool because I feel like I'm making a somewhat name for myself as a commentator now.
Yeah.
Because I suck as a runner.
Oh, well, copium.
Copium.
Alright, we're coming to a close here. Do you want to promote anything? Your Twitch, Twitter?
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, hey, I'm Fulham. Nice to speak to everyone on.
With one L.
Yes, yes, that is how it is spelled. Not Fulham, but no, like, thank you for having me on. It was lovely.
Yeah, it was
a lovely conversation. It's been a while since we spoke because we weren't able to be in together in the Relay
Yeah.
Cup call last time. So it was nice to have a chat. Thanks very much for having me on.
Yeah, I'll see you I guess in a week then.
Yeah, yeah, we've got a match in a week, so I will see you then.
All right.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thanks very much, dude. Speak to you soon.
Yeah, see you.